working with an ad network, you're working with anybody that's got an online presence, you have massive amounts of data on your hand. And in order to make sense of that, you've got to build technology to do something with that. So analytics as products, I think, has only just begun. And last, data itself, I think, becomes a vertical. When you're a small company, you spend time, number one, trying to pay the bills, but you also think about how you're going to build your brand. And it occurred to me as we started to grow what our specialization was. It wasn't that I knew the utility business specifically well, not that I know the automotive business pretty well. I might know the mobile business reasonably well, but it's data. It's information and how to turn that information into insights that as a company we know extremely well. So branding ourselves sort of communications data, that type of information becomes its own vertical. Because that type of data, if you think about knowing what somebody's doing in their car, that helps high-risk financing companies decide, hey, do I want to give a loan to this person? Or insurance companies, is this a good return on my investment? You think about that type of data, that type of underlying data vertical, that serves lots of classical verticals today. So I would be remiss without any recommendations, just to go through a few of them. For client-side types of firms, you've got to advocate and brace for a move to a Chief Analytics Officer organization. Yes, advocate, but I mean sincerely brace for it. It's not easy. It's pushing the rock uphill. It's pushing a giant rock uphill in most organizations. You got to understand that the consumption of big data solutions, it's not the same. It's harder than consuming small data solutions, if you will. And sure, you're going to ask companies like mine and others to provide them the same way you used to get your stuff. But if you're going to really make sense of it, it doesn't work that way. It answers different questions, and it answers them very, very differently. So you've got to brace yourself to consume big data solutions. You've got to partner with academia to drive innovation. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but if you want talent to come out to drive your business forward, you got to work with academia, find ways. It's tough. I certainly don't have a prescription for it with respect to privacy, but you've got to find ways to partner with academia, and if you do that, you can innovate. And you got to allow analytical talent to flow through. It's not just bringing in some analysts and maybe moving somebody up to the director level of analytics. That has to permeate throughout the organization. It's got to move to middle and upper management. And again, arguably, all the way up to the C-level. And I don't care if you call it a Chief Analytics Officer or not. It doesn't really matter to me. But that talent has to be driven all the way to the top. Or you're not going to get, truthfully, the dollars and the organizational change to realize the value of big data analytics. For services and solutions firms, and I say this in all seriousness, and I put my money where my mouth is, get in the game right now. It's the beginning. We're in the first inning of what we think is a big revolution. And it's not going to get easier. The time to get in is right now. To think about what it is you want to do, and you dive in. And what I can tell you is there's a lot of money chasing companies that are diving into the analytics world. So if you're looking to raise capital, to find people to help you do that, I promise you with the right idea and the right vision, it's out there.